cried throughout class that day. I was just on my locker, just bowed my head, and then I was crying throughout. And then I went home. Trust me, guys, for like throughout that week, I didn't feel like going to school. I just wanted to stay indoors. I didn't want to mingle with anybody. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to. Plus the shame. A lot of people heard what he said, so the shame of now going to class and facing all those people. It was just a terrible place for me. Hello tribe, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ojadomo Blessing. If this is your first time stopping by, please click on the subscribe button and put on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when next I make a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to my channel. On this channel we talk about godliness, modesty, and fashion inspiration. Thank you for stopping by. So today I am going to be sharing a very critical experience of my life while growing up, and you all know what it is from the title of this video. Today I'm going to be talking about my insecurities and how I overcame them. First of all, I'd like to establish that a whole lot of us have one thing or the other we struggle with along this journey of life. I really can't say what anybody's cause of insecurity is, but I know that at one point in our lives or the other, there are certain things that makes us insecure, and I'm going to be sharing my experience. It was not a funny one. There were days of sadness, depression, crying, and repeat. Sadness, depression, crying. I overcame, and then I'm going to be sharing how. And the only way you can know how is when you stay tuned and then you watch this video till the end. Okay, so when I was growing up, it's taking me so much effort to make this video because there are certain experiences I just don't like sharing. I just like keeping a lot of things to myself. But then you never can tell who your experience can bless and who can get inspired from the things you say here on YouTube and on social media. So that is why I am coming out today to share my experience. So while I was growing up, I had issues with my teeth. I had very terrible set of teeth. Very, 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 very terrible. Because the way they were growing, one was overlapping the other. So I'm not sure you can see them now though, but somehow you just know that my teeth is not well arranged, and plus now it's even better. But okay, let me just give you guys the gist. Toothache is very, very terrible. It's such a terrible pain. I don't even wish anybody to go through. But then I had such occurrences and like that, so the nature of my teeth was not nice, and it made me really, really insecure. It made me feel less of myself. It made me feel like I was not beautiful enough. It made me feel like I was not good enough for myself, and that I was not going to fit into the society or the people around me. I just felt like I had a coma in my life, especially at the point of puberty where you become very conscious of your body and the kind of things you do. At that point where you just want to be like a fine girl in the streets, in school and all, and then you just realize that there's just one thing that is not just adding up in your life, and that was it for me. I have a very terrible set of it. It was very, very obvious. It's not that obvious now, and then I'm going to tell you why it's not that obvious later on. But then it was extremely obvious. It was extremely terrible. I could hardly smile. Plus, naturally, I am a very jovial person. I love to laugh. I love to play. I am a very happy person. I love to be happy, and everybody around me knows that I just love being cheerful. But then I had limitations because I could not smile everywhere. I could not laugh everywhere. There are times where I would just have to, no matter how funny something is, I'm like, you get, because I was ashamed of exposing my teeth. I was avoiding insults from people. Guys, I was insulted in this life. Thinking about it now, I just realized how much God has worked on me, sha. But I was really, 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 really insulted by friends, even family members, and those words that were said to me, it was difficult to take it off my head at some point. The reason why I was finding it difficult to take certain things off my head was because I feel I gave people so much space in my life, and it was as if I was depending on people's validation for survival. So things like that, that's why a lot of things people say got to me. I remember, especially in secondary school, because I was not actually a going out type, so it's either home, school, church, home, school, church, and like that. That's how in school I'll be insulted. Like, when you just do something and somebody like, I beg get out, don't carry it. Or okay, there was one day in school and I was just passing by a senior. Because the senior got me angry, and then I was just offended. I can't remember if I said anything back then. I really can't remember if I said anything back to him, but I just know that day that senior made me really angry. By verse, I will mention the person's name in this video. But I will not verse sha. So that was that he told me that look at your teeth like vampire. How good. I felt bad. I cried. I really, really cried. I felt bad. So words like that, there are times where I want to smile and somebody just tell me, I better close your teeth, Joe. And like there are times where you just want to talk and somebody, they are like, you see that surprise look, like when you just open your mouth to talk, like that surprise of this gets it. Like they just have this belief, like your teeth is just shocking people. It's just shocking. So after that senior told me that I looked like a vampire, I remember that day I walked home sad. I was really, because that was not the only occasion, sha. A lot of people told me that I acted like a vampire. Some tell me that I beg, I should not come and suck their blood, things like that, because I don't know if you can see it, but like right here, I had overlapping tooth, so it just came out like this. So things like that really got to me. People just come and tell you anything they feel about you. Because another thing, I just feel like low self-esteem is obvious. People know when you have low self-esteem, and then they'll want to ride on you because they know that you cannot stand up for yourself. So I had really, really, really low self-esteem. Because at that point, I was in a kind of class where my classmates were very fine. I had very, very, very fine, beautiful classmates, ladies. So I felt, for the longest, I felt like I was the ugliest girl in my class. Like there was nothing you're going to say. I just said that I was the ugliest girl ever in this life. So I didn't really feel good about myself. I thought a terrible place to be in. Like there are times where you want to say something and you just have to buckle up because of the kind of expression in people's face. In fact, the expression on people's face when you talk, even till now, I know I get those kind of expressions, but men have moved. I'm not like who I used to be back then, but I had insecurities. I was depressed. I was sad for the almost half of my life as an adolescent, or all through my adolescent age. I was really sad. I was not happy. I was naturally a happy person, but I was not going to express how cheerful I was because I didn't want to bring people to a point where they find things to insult me with. I felt less loved by a lot of people. I just felt like I was not good enough. You have no idea, like it's such a terrible place to be in. It's not good to be in a place where you feel like you're not good enough. There are certain things you don't want to do because you just feel like you are not enough to do it. It's such a bad experience. It's such a bad place to be in. So that was majorly it. And then I remember there was a time my family relocated from Abuja to Lokoja because my dad was transferred there at the time, and we had to move. So I left my school in Abuja, my secondary school. That was in SS3 at the time, and then I came to Lokoja, and I had to enroll in a school. And one day in school, So I'm feeling emotional. So one day in school, one guy, there was this guy that was always bullying other students, and I didn't like it. I don't like it when you bully others because it's a bad thing. Like, why will you bully somebody? You make others feel less of themselves and all. So that guy was actually good at that. He was always bullying people, and then I just walked up to him. I was like, this thing you're doing is not nice. You don't have to do this because you're more privileged than others. Doesn't mean that you should take advantage of them. And he was like, look at this one. He insulted me. He was not saying that, look at my rotten teeth. My teeth is rotten. My teeth is terrible. My teeth is bad. And that I look very ugly. Like, don't hit my face. That was very ugly. Guys, I cried. Like, that's why I stood in front of you. I cried. I really, I shed tears. I was like, this guy has insulted my life today. I cried throughout class that day. I was just on my locker, just bowed my head, and then I was crying throughout, and then I went home. Trust me, guys, for like throughout that week, I didn't feel like going to school. I just wanted to stay indoors. I didn't want to mingle with anybody. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to. Plus the shame. A lot of people heard what he said, so the shame of now going to class and facing all those people, it was just a terrible place for me. So I didn't want to go to school. I remember not going to school for like 2 days. I was just at home. I was just chilling and minding my business because it was so bad. I went back to school. Everything went back to normal. I was just like, see guys, but if at any point if in life you get to a point where you feel like you are not good enough and then you expect the validation of others, you are automatically killing yourself. You have no idea. You do you know what it means to give people control over your life? They dictate how you feel, they dictate what you say, when to smile, when not to say something, how you express yourself. It's just like you are buckled up, it's just like you are chained, you are not free to live the life you want to live. And it's just such a bad place to be. But that was entirely my experience. So I was just there, living my life based on people's validation. Anything anybody says, that is what I take. So when somebody tells me I'm ugly, I'm like, okay, I agree. That's how I was agreeing to everything anybody was saying concerning my life. But what was more painful for me, aside friends probably in school, was also the part of family members. And trust me, there were a lot of things family members said. Somebody you say something like, see your teeth and keep quiet. Or somebody be like, shut up your mouth. It was terrible. It would have been better if they are telling you to shut up for another reason. But because how will somebody shut you up because they feel you are not supposed to talk because you don't have very nice dentition? Come on. It's so terrible. I really felt bad. Even narrating this story makes me feel really terrible. I'm just trying to be strong to say it because I actually know that a lot of people have different forms of insecurities and all, and that is why I am saying all these things. So family, friends, classmates, seniors, juniors, a lot. You know, sometimes you just pass through some juniors and then they start laughing at you because they just feel like, this guy's ugly. Guys, that's how I will go home. I'll look at myself in the mirror and just be crying. I'll just be angry, like, why am I ugly? And then I was blaming God. I just feel like, why would God create everybody like this and then creates me the other way around? Whatever that means, I don't feel like God was creating me the other way around. So everybody was fine, everybody was tush. Guy, no matter what I did this life, I was not looking fine at the time, but now so that was how I was now, always looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself that I was ugly, I was not beautiful enough, I was not good enough. If they are going to do anything, I was not good enough. And then I'm a very outspoken person. There are just a lot of things I love to do. There are a lot of things I could do. I had so many talents, but how can you do those things when you are buckled up and you are expecting the validation of people before you move on in life? And one day my deliverance came. I went home because in my house there's like a the window in front of my house has a very clear mirror. So I just stood in front of the mirror, and then I was looking at myself, and then I just told myself that I was created in God's image and likeness, which means I am a representation of a dimension of God. I remember saying those things to myself. Those were the exact words I will never forget, because those were the exact words that brought about my liberation. So I was like, there's no other person like me in this world. So, like, why would I feel bad about how I am? If I am created in God's image and likeness, it certainly means that there's a dimension of God that bears who I look like or what I look like. So I felt like God created me. I look like God. I am beautiful. God is beautiful. If every other person is beautiful, it means I am also beautiful because God is beautiful. I had to tell those words to myself, and then I cried. I just told God to help me, because I was tired of losing myself. I was literally losing myself. Maybe I would have been an introvert, but introvert. And I just be. Or was I even an introvert? I think at some point ever I stopped talking. What's the need of talking when you get insulted and you not be appreciated? So I stopped talking. I was just quiet. But it was not for a good reason. It was for a bad reason. It was because people were trampling on my emotions and all. There are times where I'll just be quiet and be looking. So after reminding myself of everything that God had said about me, even though I was not really conversant with the scriptures at the time, I just knew that God had something beautiful in store for me, and then I was not going to jeopardize it because of what people think or how people feel about me. So I was still standing in the mirror. I told myself, I cried, I prayed, just short prayers like, Jesus, please help me. Like, I need you to really, really help me. If not, I am just going to lose myself, and then I'm going to lose relevance in this world. And everything that I was going to do, or everything I know that I wanted to do at the time, because I was not really concerned about what God wanted me to do. I was just concerned about the dreams and the talents I had. So I just felt like these things were not going to waste. I am just going to be relevant in life. So I just spoke to God. I prayed, I cried, and guys, don't underrate the power of prayers. So God really, really came through for me. That is why till now I cannot find relevance outside God. Because outside God, I just feel like, what is there? God helped me. God liberated me. God removed those insecurities. It was not a motivational speech. It was nothing. I just had to stand and realize the place of God in my life. I'm very, very intentional about the place of God in my life. That is why I'm intentional about God. God has helped me so far in life. So there are things about God that I cannot be quiet about, and that is why I brag. I just love God so much because God helps me. Perhaps if God had not answered my prayer at that time, you never can tell. Guys, I was depressed for a very long time. I was really, really depressed. I had suicidal thoughts. Do you know what it means? Like, just because people do not like you, or because you do not feel accepted. Man, like everywhere you go to, there's just this kind of look everybody gives, and then you're just like, okay, now what do people want from me? Everybody's just anyhow. So God helped me. God really, 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 really helped me. There's absolutely nothing I would have been able to do, or anything I would have done for myself. So I accepted that I was beautiful, and there was nothing anybody was going to do about it. I accepted my fate. Plus, after that prayer, that short prayer, I felt refreshed. I felt new. And then I understood the potency of God's power, and I'm like, God actually listens to prayer. Like, look at just the short prayer I said, out of a very sincere heart and from a heart of pain. Actually, man, this video is getting long, but in all, just know that I prayed and God answered, and I felt better about myself. I was able to step out in the image of God. So everything I began to do from the consciousness that I was God's own, and I'm God's own. Like, I've got to live for God, you know. So that's how God helped my life. Oh, if not, by now I would have not heard of it. I would have just been somewhere on earth. Probably, I was not even having the enthusiasm to go to the university. I was not having the enthusiasm to relate with people. Even till now, I'm still like very clingy. Though, like, I accommodate people, but not to a very large extent. Maybe because I got used to it. Something like, just imagine that for almost all my life before God helped me, and My help came, I think, when I was I think in 2016. Yes, that was when I just opened up to God about the things I was going through, and then God helped me and God came through for me. So after that, everything changed. Everything literally changed in my life. I was able to come out to do the things I wanted to do, and then I was happy. I was just a happy person. I was expressing myself the way I should, and then I was always praying and then talking to people about God. So after that, I went for then I went to see a dentist, and then the two teeth here and here were removed, and I was actually scared of going for that. I just didn't feel like it was necessary, but because of the pain I was going through, I could not eat meat, I could not eat fish. There were a lot of things I was not eating because I would have severe pains if I eat them, and then I was on medication too. So, and then when I went to see a dentist, everything was, and then it was removed, and then I felt better. Not like the pain, even tonight I still feel the pain once in a while. Maybe because I am just conscious of the things I eat, so the pains are not really there. But sometimes when I just want to eat, it's gonna show up like a heat her. So that was what happened. The teeth were removed, and then I was conscious of the things I was doing. Yes, and and in the midst of everything, I had to remind myself that it doesn't matter how people see me. What matters to me is who I am and what I am before God. I was just very conscious of my image in God, and that really helped me. And then I realized that not everybody have the kind of set of teeth that I have, so I am going to actually use it to glorify God. Yes, so I will always tell God that whenever I smile, I want my smile to bring healing to people. I want, for instance, somebody is sad and the person just looks at me, smile, the person will just find solace and just find peace. That was what I was always praying to God about. That was what I wanted. Plus, guys, I really got testimonies about it. There was even a time someone posted my picture on his status. I was like, Ojotomo's smile brings healing. I was like, God, thank you, because I know that this is what I always wanted. And then God made it happen, and all of that. So till now, I am not ashamed of smiling. I am not ashamed of laughing, because I know that no matter what happens, I am still the best version of myself, and nobody can be like me in this world. So I'm just going to embrace my life the way it is. I am going to be happy and all. It is not like, even though I was able to overcome those insecurities and come out of my shell, I was changed, I was renewed. There were times where words still get to me, seriously, even till now, because I even remember, I think this year, when February, today is February 10th, I think sometime in January, I was on a video call with someone, and then I was just laughing, and then the person was like, look at it, it's like tiger. Guys, I felt really bad. I don't know why I felt bad. I just felt bad because I didn't expect it to come from that particular person. But while I felt bad, of course, I just had to lean on the Holy Spirit. So I just told the Holy Spirit how I was feeling. I did not like the way I was being referred to. Like how somebody tell me I look like a tiger. Like, it's so insensitive. Plus, guys, you just have to be careful the kind of things you say to people. Okay, like even if it's a joke, somebody even jokingly, I think sometime ending of last year, somebody jokingly insulted my teeth, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. Did I feel bad? Of course I did, because there are certain things you do not expect from certain people. So maybe that was just the case though. So there are times where I actually still feel bad. I am going to be lying to you if I say that I do not feel bad. Sometimes I actually do. So I know that a lot of people are struggling with insecurities. There are times where you might think that you're overcoming them, and then somebody throws words at you, and then next thing you're like, you have gone back to, you are blown down or something like that. I don't know the English to speak. So there are times like that, guys, but you just have to pick up, learn to talk to God about every single thing you go through. So times like that, when I am sad or I am unhappy about what somebody says, I just talk to God. I just tell him exactly how I feel about what this person just said, and then I feel totally better. Instead of responding to the person or insulting the person back, I just know that there is a place where I can find peace and a place where I can find solace and embrace. So I always run back to the Holy Spirit. So guys, please be sensitive about the things you say to people. It might just be a joke, but if you know that somebody has a deformity, or someone is deformed in a particular way, or somebody has an inability, please be nice, say nice things, compliment people. No matter what, you can just tell somebody, I love you, you look good, or you never can tell how you can make the person feel better. For someone who has insecurity issues, nice words will actually go a long way for the person. So be nice to people no matter what they are going through. Just learn not to joke about people's situation. Learn it. Intentionally refuse to joke with what people are going through. Intentionally refuse to joke with obvious pain, like somebody's going through obvious pain, somebody's going through obvious critical situations, and then you are joking with it. Are you okay? Please stop. It's not nice. You never can tell the kind of words you throw to people and the effect of those words on them. Trust me, there are a lot of things that I've heard that I'm not sure I can forget. Have I forgiven? Of course, because who am I not to forgive? But can I forget? No, I am not going to forget. I might. Let me not say it as if I am intentional about not forgetting. There are times where I might actually overlook certain things, but I might never forget. There are things you can say to somebody that they might never forget, and each time they look at you, they remember that this person said this kind of thing to you. So please be nice to people no matter what they are going through, and no matter what you are going through, speak good words, bless people with your words, okay? And the world is going to be a better place, and God will be proud of you. You will not have anything to profit when you say terrible things to people, or when you bully people. Come on, it's not nice. Please be nice to people, save a life, save people from depression, okay? So before I go, I would like to give a shout out. One of the things I'll be doing now is to give a shout out to people who have been supportive, both to me and then to my channel. So today's shout out goes to someone I love so much. Like, he has a special place in my heart. He's one person that I value and respect a lot. He has been so supportive. He helps my channel. He advises me. I am so certain that if I upload this video, he'll be the first person to watch. I know. And then each time he watches, there's always something to say. He might just call me and say, okay, I just watched your video, I think you should improve on this. I think you should improve on this and that and that. And each time I upload a video, I always get a comment. He always comments on my video. He always watches my video. He always has something to say to advise me on how to improve on my channel. And that is no other person but my dad. My super amazing man. I love my dad so much. My dad is a huge fan. My dad is a huge support system. I don't take that man for granted. I love you, Daddy. I know that my dad is going to be watching this video. Daddy, when you watch this video, comment. I know that the highest comment my dad says, I love you too. But Daddy, I love you so much. Thank you for always supporting my video. Thank you for always watching my channel. Thank you for always giving me all the support I need in life. The way my dad supports me is amazing. Sometimes makes me cry. If you are very close to me, you know that I do not joke with my dad. My dad is like my heartbeat. I don't know. I'm looking for the right words to describe him. But my dad always comes through. My dad always comes through. My dad is an amazing support system. He takes. Well, I don't know what to say, but that man is just so nice. I pray that God blesses him. Daddy, I love you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. I pray that God bless you. God will give you long life, and then you are going to reap the fruit of your labor. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for the way you love my siblings as well. All of us, we love you. We are very intentional about you. You are going to enjoy this life. We are going to make sure you do. Thank you so much for everything. I've always supported my channel. I've always buying everything I want. Thank you so much. I love you, Daddy. He's the first person I'm shouting out to on this channel, and that's because of how much of a support system he has been. So Daddy, kisses, bye. So thank you for watching this video. If you stayed up to this point, then you are the real OG. I celebrate you. I love you. So thank you for staying up to this point. Thank you for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up now. It won't take you just give this video a thumbs up and share smiles. Learn to share love, learn to make people cheerful, learn to make people happy. Okay, thank you. Subscribe. put on the notification bell, please, so that when next I make a new video, you'll be notified. If not, you will not know that I'm uploading new videos. I love you all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week Friday. Bye.